Good morning and welcome once again to our online classes. Today we are going to start with the second poem, that is Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. First of all, as you all know that our explanation has been divided into three parts. First one is the title, second is the theme, and third one is the detailed summary or explanation of the poem. So you can see that I have divided this poem in two parts. The first part is written on the board, and after finishing this part we shall discuss the next part of this poem. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to discuss the title of the poem. Now what is going to be the title? What is the title of the poem? The title of the poem is Keeping Quiet. So this is the title of the poem, Keeping Quiet. And what does it mean? What does it mean by keeping quiet? Keeping quiet means the significance of the title is that you must sit quietly. You have to maintain the quietude. And why you have to maintain the quietude? Why you have to sit quietly? Now from here we will connect it to the theme of the poem. So the title is very simple and clear. It explains itself in its own words, and the words are keeping quiet. And for that, what you need to do is, you need to sit quietly, you need to sit in a quietude. Now, why you are required to sit in quietude? What is the importance of sitting in quietude? Now, to understand this title, now we need to relate it to the theme of the poem. Now, what is going to be the theme of the poem? The theme describes itself in single word, and that word is introspection. As it is written over here, introspection. Now what does it mean? What is an introspection? Now you need to bifurcate this term introspection into two parts: intro and inspection. Intro and inspection. Introspection means that you must assess yourself. You have to evaluate yourself. You have to assess yourself internally. Introspect means inspection internally. Internal inspection of mind. Reflection of thought. It means introspection. Now while sitting quietly, what is the importance of sitting quietly? The importance of sitting quietly is to introspect yourself. What you can achieve while sitting in quietude, while maintaining quietude, you will achieve introspection. And introspection means inspection of your inner self, inspection of your internal self, and the reflection of your thoughts. So that is the first theme of this poem. Now the second theme is introspection. What introspection helps us to achieve? What we can achieve after introspection? What we can achieve after introspection? There are three phrases: what we need, why we need, and how much we need. So if you introspect yourself, if you self-assess yourself, if you self-evaluate yourself, then what you can achieve three basic things of life. You can get three important answer to the questions of life. And what are those three questions of life? The first question is what we need. What is the requirement of a person's life? Why we are living? Why we are living in this world? What is the importance of living in this world? Now, so what we need, why we need. Now, why we need that particular thing. And the third one is how much we need. So, to get answer to these three basic questions of life, we need to introspect ourselves. Introspect once again means internal inspection, or to self-assess yourself. Now, I suppose that the theme is clear to you, and the whole poem runs on this theme, introspection, and these three basic questions of life: what we need, why we need, and how much we need. What we need, why we need, and how much we need. Now we are going to start with the explanation of the poem, and for that the half of the poem is written on the board, and one by one I will read the poem line by line, and I will give you explanation with that. So I will read the first few lines. Now we will count up to 12 and we will all keep still. Now these two lines, what does it mean? Now the poet in these two lines is asking us to sit still and to maintain the quietude. To sit in silence and to maintain the quietude. And for that, what we need to do, what poet is asking us to do, poet is asking us to count up to 12. Now what is the significance of this number 12? Why poet has used this number 12? This number 12 signifies 12 hours of a day. As you have all seen a watch, a wall clock or a wristwatch, in that you can see, you can observe that there are 12 hours given on it. There are 12 hours given on it. And the other significance of number 12 is that there are 12 months in an year. There are 12 months in a year. So this is the importance or relevance of 12, number 12. And that is why the poet is asking us to sit quiet, and count up to 12 without making any movement, without any sort of movement. Next lines. For once on the face of earth, let's not speak in any language. What is the other thing poet is demanding or poet is urging to the readers? The poet is demanding or urging that for once on the face of earth, that we must not speak in any of the language. Doesn't matter to which region, to which area, to which state, to which country you belong. What is your priority? Your priority is that you must not speak in any of the language that is spoken on the that is spoken on the earth. So that is why poet has used these lines, for once on the face of earth. On the face of earth means that everywhere in earth you must not speak in any of the language. Whether you are British national, whether you are Russian, whether you are American or Indian or any other language you speak or you use to communicate, you must not use any of the language. And what is the purpose? Just to maintain quietude, just to maintain silence, so that you can introspect yourself. Now, next lines. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Very important line, very intense lines, and you need to understand these lines very carefully. Now let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. We have to stop ourselves. We have to cease all our movements. We must not do any sort of movement, and we must not move our arms so much. Now here the word arms, it has dual meaning. The word arms has a dual meaning. First one, you know it, the hands, the arms or the limbs of a human body. These are called arms. And the second meaning of arms is the arms of machinery. Arms of machinery. As you know that a machine has a piston which helps to rotate, which helps to move a machine. So arms here has a dual meaning. First meaning is the hands of a human being, the arms of a human being, and the other meaning is the arms of a machinery. So the poet is urging here, poet is requesting here that let's not do anything. We must cease all our movement. We must stop all our movement to attain quietude. And what we can achieve after attaining quietude? We can achieve introspection, and we can be able to understand these three basic questions of life: what we need, why we need, and how much we need. Now the next lines. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. So now what does poet says in this in these lines? That it would be an exotic moment. That if you sit quietly, then it would be an exotic moment. Now this word exotic, what does it mean? What is the meaning of this word exotic? Exotic means that belongs to some alien country, or anything that belongs to some alien country, or anything that is strange or never seen or experienced. So if you sit quietly, what will happen? If you sit quietly, you will witness this exotic moment or exotic happiness, a strange sort of happiness which you have never experienced in your life. So this is the purpose of sitting quietly, because it helps you to achieve quietude, and it helps you to understand yourself through introspection. So if you sit quietly, you will experience a strange happiness, a strange moment which you have never experienced in your life. Now, what is going to be the moment that is exotic? The moment that is exotic is without rush and without engines. Without rush means without human beings, without the noise of human beings or any other living beings. and without engines. Without engines means without the sound of any sort of machinery. So it simply says, it simply signifies that there will be complete quietude without rush, without engine, without the noise of a human being or any other living being, and without the sound or noise of machinery, engines like car, factories and other things. Now the next lines, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. When we sit quietly and when there will be quietude, when there will be complete silence in your surrounding, what will happen? You will feel connected to your surroundings. And because the poet is saying here, we would all be together in sudden strangeness. When you will sit in silence, when you will sit in quietude, what will happen? You will be able to connect yourself with others. You will all be together in a sudden strangeness. Suddenly you will feel that you are connected with each and every person. Now why you will feel that you are connected with each and every person? Because to connect with a person, what is required? Medium of language is required. But here in this condition, what is the medium of language of everyone? If everyone is sitting quietly, what is going to be the medium of expressing yourself? The medium of expressing yourself is silence. There will be silence prevailed everywhere when you sit quietly without rush and without engines. So what will happen? What will be the outcome? That you will feel connected with your surroundings, because all the living beings who are sitting quietly, they are sharing the same language, they are having the same mode of communication. And what is that same mode of communication? It's not English, Hindi or any other language. It will be silence. And when their mode of communication, when their medium of communication will be same, they will feel connected. They will feel connected with each other. You can understand this with a simple example, that if I am speaking in English and suddenly I start speaking in Russian language or German language, then it will be difficult for you to understand. You will never be able to connect with me, because my language is different to that of yours, because my language is different to that of yours. So what is required to feel connected with each other? The requirement to feel connected with each other is to have same medium of communication. And while sitting quietly, our medium of communication will be same. Our mode of communication will be same. And what will be that mode of communication? The mode of communication will be silence. We will be communicating with each other by the means of silence. Now let's see the next lines. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Now in these two lines, poet has explained the importance of introspection. What will be the effect of introspection, or what will be the effect on a person if a person is introspecting himself or a person is not introspecting himself? Very strong, intense lines. In just these two lines, poet has explained both the merits and demerits of introspection. So what are the merits and demerits? You will understand in these two lines. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Now you must go to the theme. The theme is what we need, why we need, and how much we need. So take an example of a fisherman. And who is a fisherman? A person who catches fish from the sea. So fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. It means that if a fisherman has introspected himself, self-evaluated himself, if he had understood himself or his life completely, then what will happen? He will work for the betterment of other living beings. Now, it might be confusing for you. Let me make it more simple for you. Now, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Now, what is the purpose of a fisherman? What is the job of a fisherman? Now, put these questions on this fisherman. Put these questions on the example of fishermen. What we need? What a fisherman needs? Fish. Fisherman needs fish. Why a fisherman needs fish? Because of his survival. And how much he needs? How much a fisherman needs fish? He needs fish so that he can survive properly. He can fulfill all the demands of his family. all the demands of his skins, and these are the three questions which are explained. Now when this fisherman will get answer to these three questions, he will get answer to these three questions when he will introspect himself. If he has introspected himself, it means that he got the answer to these three questions: what he needs, why he needs, and how much he needs. But now these are the merits. These are the merits. If you have introspected yourself, these are the merits, that you will catch only that much amount of fish that is required. How much you need? Only that much amount of fish a fisherman will catch that is required for his survival. Why he needs? Because of his survival. And what he needs? He needs fish. Now these are the advantages or merits of introspecting yourself. Now the demerits of introspecting. Demerits of introspection. Now if this fisherman had not introspected himself, what are going to be the demerits? Now what are going to be the demerits if the fisherman had not introspected himself? It means that he does not have answer to these three valuable questions of life. He does not know what he needs, he does not know how much he needs, he does not know why he needs. So if this fisherman had not introspected himself, it means that he does not have answer to these three questions of life. Then as a result, what will happen? He will catch fish more than his requirement. He will catch fishes more than his requirement, and what is going to be the outcome? What is going to be the outcome? The outcome will be he will catch more fish and he will leave nothing for big fishes. He will catch small fishes for his survival and to sell it to the market to earn money. But if he gathers that, if he catches that fish more than his requirement, then what will happen? He will leave nothing for big fishes to eat, because you know it very well, these small fishes eat big fishes. This is a whole aquatic food chain in which everyone is dependent on each other. This is a food chain, aquatic food chain, where everyone is dependent on each other. But if this fisherman had not introspected himself, then he will catch fishes more than his requirement and he will leave nothing for big fishes. And what is going to be the result? The result will be that these big fishes will die due to starvation. Because of lack of food, these big fishes will die and their bodies will be suspended in the water bodies. Their dead bodies of these big fishes will be suspended, will be there in the water bodies in the sea, and they will be polluting the whole sea. And ultimately this fisherman will cause harm to himself. Because when aquatic food chain has been destroyed, when there will be nothing left for these big fishes, they will die and they will disturb the whole food chain, and ultimately there will be nothing for this fisherman to catch. There will be nothing for his survival. Now this is the curse. This is the curse which he needs to bear, just because he does not know the answer to these three valuable questions of life: what we need, why we need, and how much we need. So in his greed, he will destroy the whole food chain. And why? Because he had not introspected himself. He had not self-evaluated himself. Now this is the reason. Now the next example which poet has taken is, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Salt gatherer. And you know it very well from where this salt has been gathered. The salt has been gathered from the seashore. And what is the tendency of a salt? What is the characteristic of a salt? The characteristic of a salt is that if anything comes in contact for a long time, if anything comes in contact of salt for a long time, then what happens? It decays that thing. It destroys that thing because of its effect, because of its characteristic. Now here in this case as well, if a man who is gathering salt has introspected himself, if he knows the basic questions of life, answer to basic questions of life, what we need, why we need, and how much we need, then he will gather only that much amount of salt that is required for his survival. Now put these questions to this example. What he needs, what a salt gatherer needs. Salt gatherer needs salt. Why he needs? For his survival. And how much he needs? He will need that much. He needs that much that is required for his survival. Now if he had introspected himself, then he will only gather that much amount of salt that would not harm his hands, because it is the tendency of salt that anything that comes in contact of salt, the thing gets damages or destroyed. The thing gets damaged and destroyed. Now this is the tendency of salt. So this is going to be the advantage if if the salt gatherer has introspected himself. Now look at the other side of this example, that if this salt gatherer had not introspected himself, then what is going to be the after effect? What is going to be the ill effect of not introspecting? Then what he will do? He will gather salt more than his requirement, and what will happen ultimately? He will damage or hurt his hands completely or permanently, and then after he will no longer be able to work. He will no longer be able to gather salt and to gather medium of his survival. So this is going to be the negative effect of not introspecting. Now these are the two examples given in this poem. One example, first example is of fisherman, and the second example is of the man who is gathering salt. There is one more meaning of this. The salt gatherer would look at his hurt hands. The poet in this, there is one more meaning other than these merits and demerits of introspection for a salt gatherer. There is one more explanation. One more explanation, that a salt gatherer would look at his hurt hands. Now what is this explanation? This explanation basically is a message to everyone, message from poet, that you must cease your daily activities. You must stop your daily activities for a while, so that you can look at your hurt hands, so that you will have time to heal your wounds. You can have time to heal your wounds and to work properly once again. So the second meaning of this example is that first one is very simple, that it gives you the answer of valuable questions of life: what we need, why we need, and how much we need, if a person has introspected. And the second thing is that a person would look at his hurt hands. He will spare some time from all his activities, and he will look at the damage he has done to his hands while gathering salt. Now this salt gathering is just an example. There can be any other example used over here, but poet has used the example of salt gathering. So what poet is giving, what message poet is giving here? The message that poet is giving here is that you must stop for a while. You must stop all the activities which you are doing, which you are performing, so that you may get time to heal your damage or destruction. You can heal your destruction, you can heal your wounds because of the damage which you have done. The damage you have done because of working continuously without stopping. And this is the thing we do in our entire life. We never stop our work. We always run to gather the things which are needed for our survival. We are selfish and very single-minded. Our life goes on single track, and these things these things like single track and other things, we will discuss in the later part of the next part of the poem, which I will write in few moments, and then I will be back to you. I will explain the next poem, the next part of the poem. Till then, thank you.